Yes, guys, I hope that you're good. It's Ben Hawks about the Coach Consultant, and today I'm going to be talking about the fastest way in which you can scale your fitness business, right? And this is not going to be doing a step-by-step walkthrough on an iPad or on a whiteboard or anything else on that side. It's going to be a concept that you need to continuously live and breathe by and understand that it is the only way that you are going to get solutions, right? And that is asking more questions. I remember back when I was a young, naive, bit of an ego, personal trainer in my late teens or early 20s, and in essence I was like, why am I not learning more? Why am I kind of feeling like I'm a little bit stuck? And it was because I just weren't asking more questions. So I basically got to a point where I was like, wait, the fastest way in which I can extract information and get solutions is to go out and get these fucking answers, right? That is, bottom line, the fundamental process. Like, if you are unsure on how to do something, you ask someone to get a solution, right? So when this comes to, like, me, for example, I'm terrible when it comes to mechanics, but like, if I was like, right, I'm going to change my car tire, I'd have to ask someone else to do that because I don't know how to do it. Right? When you're looking at your life and your situation and your growth within business, the main thing is going to come back to, how do I actually get answers? How do I actually get solutions, right? You will never ever get to a point there if you are not asking questions, right? So when we're basically looking at this is the rationale why you always need to be looking at an investment mindset, to be thinking about what program is going to be next for you to get the answers and solutions that you need. But even just on a free level, guys, like, I used to pepper people on Instagram asking them questions. I used to have my friends that ask them questions. I would go out of my way to ask as many questions as humanly possible, because the more information that I extracted, the more that I knew, the more solutions that I could get, right? Whereas I feel like in this day and age now, people are a little bit less reserved about asking questions, especially when it comes to social media, because as we know, like, you message someone and then you've got some Filipino setter who's basically giving you an absolutely shit answer back, right? Whenever someone messages me on Instagram and asks me any question, I will give them a thorough one-to-one detailed response, right? I will never ever send them some bullshit action, because I know that if I give that person a solution and an answer, they're going to trust me more, and the likelihood of our ability to work together is going to obviously increase. But what you've got to look at there is like this big question mark. So imagine I've got this big question mark and thinking, right, when it comes to clients, why is a client not making progress? Why is a client not sticking to plan? Why are they not behaving in the right way? Why are they not filling out the metrics? Why are they not checking in? Why are they not getting results? Right? All of this will always come back down to, how do you actually ask that client more questions to find out what's happening from their perspective. If you do not ask questions, they will continue being a shit client, and the likelihood of getting to a point of a result is going to be dramatically decreased. So the first thing that you've got to do is look at your clients, right? This is all this is. When it comes to behavior change, when it comes to assessments, when it comes to feedback, the only thing that you need to do as a coach is make sure that you are asking your clients as many questions as humanly possible, because those answers will allow you to give them solutions. So when we're looking at clients, that's one area. Now, for example, let's just say that you are struggling with your social media, right? You're struggling with your social media and you're at a point and you're thinking, right, I don't really know where to go next. So the first thing that you need to do is basically look and go, right, actually ask yourself, where am I going wrong? Why is this not working for me? Why are people not buying into what I'm doing? Why is my offer not landing like I wanted it to, right? So what that's going to allow you to do is then actually give you answers to then look at things from a different perspective. So for example, if you're working with something like our Propel program, where we have a one-to-one social media strategist, ASM strategist, and business development strategist with clients, all you've got to do is turn around to your social media manager and go, I'm not sure why this isn't working. Have you got any ideas, right? Just keep asking questions, because the more questions that you ask, the more solutions that you're going to get. The same when it comes to acquisition, when it comes to sales, when it comes to absolutely fucking anything in life. I can categorically tell you, if you looked at your week, and let's just say throughout the week, you reached out to 4 people versus you reached out to people 50 times, you will literally learn and find solutions 5 times faster. Right? But the area is the fact that people are, for whatever reason, they don't want to ask questions, because they have this fear of basically, in essence, like, oh, well, I don't know that, and that makes me look bad. right? The only time that something makes you look bad is when you ignore a problem because you don't know the solution or the answer and continue to do what you are doing, right? So if you are in a mentorship, for example, right now, so whatever mentorship that may be, whether it's mine or someone else's, or I'm not really bothered, right? I want you to basically have in a mindset of thinking, wait, the more questions that I ask my one-to-one mentor, or the more questions I ask in this group, or the more questions that I ask in this community, means that I am going to get faster to solutions, and I'm going to get faster towards obviously what you're wanting within life and business. Whereas when you're in this place, let's just say you're in this place over here and you just kind of sat around and you're waiting for stuff to happen, or you're waiting for something to improve, but you're not really looking at any form of assessment or questions or rationale to why something's not working. If you stay in this spot here, you are never going to take progress over to obviously where you've got solutions and you're winning and you're getting results. Right? It's this no man's fucking land where people sit in, where in essence they don't want to look like they don't actually know what they're talking about. They don't want to reach out to people because they're scared of potentially being rejected. In essence, we've got this kind of this state where you don't want to ask someone because it might be someone else speaking to you, and you've got to drop that mindset straight away. Like, your main objective when it comes to scaling your business is to acquire information, acquire strategies, acquire systems, acquire SOPs, and basically populate and accumulate all of these lessons and all these experience to keep taking steps forwards, right? But if you do not even ask yourself in the first place of, actually, where am I going wrong with this? Actually, where do I need help? Why is that happening with my clients? Why is that happening with my community? Why is this happening with social media? What am I doing wrong with sales? What am I doing wrong with acquisition, right? If you don't ask those questions, you're never going to get fucking solutions, guys. And in essence, like, I'm massive on this type of stuff where the more questions that someone asks me, the better, because the more clarity and the better expectations they're going to have based on what they're going to foresee. Whereas if you're like, right, I'm just going to start something, but I'm not actually going to look at potential where this might go wrong, or for example, I'm just going to follow this exactly, but I'm not going to ask any questions about it because I'm just going to do as I'm told. That's not giving you any clarity. That's not teaching you anything. Like, when you've basically seen it before, it's like the smartest person in the room is not the person who is, in essence, like acting the smartest. The smartest person in the room is the person who's listening, right? And I've loved those type of quotes. The person who is sat there listening and digesting and processing what is actually being said versus the person who is making no noise at all, or they're making too much noise, or they've been distracted, right? You need to be that person where your ears are propped up at all times and thinking, how can I extract as much fucking information from the people I am paying, or the people I know, or the people within my network, or the people within my community, to continuously look at new adaptations, new solutions, and new ways to actually look at things. Because what we've got to take into account is your perspective is here, right? Your perspective on how you're looking at your life, your situation is right in that spot. Whereas what's actually going to happen is the fact that you're only going to look at it from that type of dynamic. Whereas sometimes when you ask a question and you see someone else's perspective who may have had a good or bad experience in that area, they can give you an insight as to what you're about to go into, right? Drop the tunnel vision, right? Drop the I'm not going to network. Drop the I'm just going to be a lone wolf, and drop the I'm just going to kind of go along with it and hope things get better, right? Whether it's me, whether it's your mentor, whether it's a friend, whether it's a client, whether it is honestly, I'm not going to dive into the element associated with family and relationship management when it comes to making sure you're actually asking questions and seeing things from someone else's perspective rather than your own. But when it comes to your business, guys, like, I can categorically, I can promise you, if you look at your day and look at your week and look at your month and think, right, actually, if I reach out for support and ask people 25 times more than what I am doing right now, you are going to get 25 the amount of answers, 25 the amount of solutions. If you sit and just go through each day without fucking acquiring new information, you're going to be in the same spot. You're probably going to make the same mistakes, right? Sometimes when you ask a question to someone, it might be a shit answer. But guess what? That also means that you've learned something, because you know that that is not the right way to go about it. So whether it's a good response or a bad response, guys, like whether it's your clients who are playing up, whether it's a relationship, whether it's business, whether it's someone in your team, or whatever it may be, always lead with the question, right? So when I've spoke about sales before, what's the only thing I've told you to do on other videos? Diagnose the problem. You cannot create their current situation to their desired situation and the space in between, to which is obviously the elevated stress and the aspirations to their goal, if you don't actually ask them questions about their current situation, about their goal, and what that fucking space is like and why they've not done it themselves before. Every single thing within business will come back down to how much you are going out of your way to ask fucking questions, get information, implement, learn, digest, and rinse and repeat this process, right? If you are going through the day where you are not reaching out to people, you are not asking for help, you are not posting onto pages, you are not looking at any form of kind of feedback or answers and solutions, then that's going to be the point when you are static and you're not really going to take steps forward in business, guys. So like I said many times, my comments are open on YouTube, my DMs are always open on Instagram. Ask me anything, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, whether it's your situation, whether it's my situation, whether it's a strategy, system, SOP. I do not care in any way, shape or form. I would love to speak to more people. I would love to connect with more people. And what you got to take into account, guys, is there's a lot of people out there who generally just like helping people, right? I love it when people ask me questions because I know that I can help that person. I have no expectation after that. If I give them a good answer and they get a good solution, the likelihood of me working with someone is going to be much greater. But in reality, if someone never asks me a question, right, how am I supposed to ever give them a solution? How am I supposed to ever help them? I can't reach out to someone and go, right, you're struggling with that problem, you're struggling with this problem, right? It's about how you go out and you hunt it, yeah? Hunt information, hunt for fucking solutions, and ask more questions. See you on the next video.